Welcome back to Wheel Reverend. When you sit on the 2025 Yamaha R1M, you immediately feel the intent behind the design. The seat height, the clip-ons, and the rear set pegs all come together to put you in an aggressive stance. It's not built for casual commuting or comfort. It's built to help you feel the track through every fingertip and muscle in your body. That's part of the R1M's DNA. Everything about this bike whispers precision and performance. Even the tactile feedback from the throttle and brakes feels deliberate, sharp, and engineered for control. Yamaha's team clearly wanted the rider to feel a direct connection between what the machine is doing and what the rider is asking for. Fire it up, and the distinct crossplane exhaust note takes over the scene. It's not a typical inline-4 whine, it's got a pulse, a mechanical rhythm that almost sounds like a V4. That's what Yamaha's CP4 engine is known for, and it gives the R1M a voice unlike anything else in its class. When the revs climb, it howls in a way that's both ferocious and smooth, with power that builds steadily all the way to redline. On track, that soundtrack alone is worth the price of admission. Every shift, every throttle roll, every quick-shifter assisted upshift feels deliberate, snappy but refined. What's impressive about the R1M is how usable it makes that power. With nearly 200 horsepower available, it could easily be intimidating, but the electronics tame it without neutering the experience. The traction and slide control systems are so finely tuned that you can feel the rear tire moving just enough to tell you it's working. It's a feeling of trust, how the system is there to help, not to interrupt. The EMU is constantly reading pitch, roll, and yaw at thousands of calculations per second, feeding data to the ECU to keep the bike stable in every possible condition. It's like having a quiet co-pilot who's making sure you're always on the limit but never over it. The launch control system deserves a mention too. If you've ever tried to nail a perfect start at a track day, you know how tricky it is to balance throttle and clutch. With the R1M's system, you can simply set your level, pin the throttle, and let the ECU manage the perfect launch, all while the front wheel barely kisses the ground. It's a rush, and it's one of those little details that shows Yamaha's understanding of what real riders want. Let's talk about how it feels through corners. The R1M's front end is communicative and light, giving tons of confidence when you're braking late or leaning deep into a turn. The aerodynamic downforce from those integrated carbon winglets really starts to shine here. Under heavy braking, the bike stays remarkably stable and the front tire feels glued, and the rear doesn't lift or wander as much. The more you push, the more you feel that extra stability. It's subtle, but it changes how hard you can brake and how early you can get back on the gas. That's the advantage of Yamaha's latest aerodynamic focus. It translates directly to real-world benefits. The suspension deserves its praise too. The semi-active Öhlins setup is genuinely transformative. Instead of making you choose between a stiff track setup or a softer road setup, it does the thinking for you. Hit a bumpy section on the street, and it softens just enough to stay composed. Hammer it down a racetrack straight, and it firms up for precision. It's magic, and it works so well that you forget it's even adjusting. The result is an effortless blend of compliance and control that few bikes can match. It's especially noticeable when you transition between corners. The R1M feels balanced, poised, and agile, changing direction with minimal effort. Braking performance is predictably fierce. The radial Brembo calipers bite hard but with a progressive feel that gives you complete control over modulation. The ABS system is clever enough to allow late braking into a corner without robbing you of feel. Yamaha's brake control feature adjusts intervention depending on lean angle, so you can trail brake with confidence, something older systems often punished. It's another area where the R1M's technology quietly steps in to make you a better, faster, and safer rider. Aesthetically, this bike is a work of art. The carbon fiber weave shimmers under the light, giving off a handcrafted, exotic vibe. Every edge, vent, and curve serves a purpose, but Yamaha's managed to make it look beautiful without losing function. The tank is sculpted perfectly for knee grip, the tail unit is razor thin, and the LED headlights give it that unmistakable predatory stare. Even the dash layout on the TFT screen feels premium. It's clean, crisp, and informative. You can toggle between street and track modes, check lap data, adjust settings, and even monitor suspension movement in real time. It's like having a race engineer inside your cockpit. When you consider everything, the materials, the technology, the precision, the price starts to make sense. Around $28,000 gets you something that's genuinely close to a factory race bike. It's an investment in performance and craftsmanship. Sure, it's not cheap, but neither is the feeling of piloting a machine that's the result of decades of MotoGP experience distilled into a street package. Yamaha's engineers have clearly sweated the details, and the result is something special, something that feels alive every time you twist the throttle. The R1M isn't for everyone, and Yamaha knows that. It's for riders who crave that razor-sharp experience, who measure their rides in apexes and milliseconds, not miles per gallon. It's for those who want a motorcycle that challenges them, pushes them, and rewards precision. On a good road or an open track, it's a symphony of technology, speed, and emotion. Few bikes combine such artistry and aggression in one package. If you ever get the chance to throw a leg over one, do it. The 2025 Yamaha R1M isn't just another superbike, it's an experience. It's proof that even in an age of electronics and digital controls, raw mechanical passion still exists. It's the perfect blend of man and machine, and it's Yamaha's love letter to riders who live for the thrill of speed.